Language-integrated query, LINQ, is a powerful feature in C# that enables developers to query collections in a concise and readable manner. With LINQ, you can work with various data sources, including arrays, lists, databases, and XML, all using a consistent syntax. This lesson will introduce you to the fundamentals of LINQ, how to use it to query collections efficiently, and provide concrete examples to solidify your understanding. Don't worry if this feels new at first. Now we're on what's LINQ. LINQ stands for Language Integrated Query. It allows you to write SQL-like queries directly in C# to manipulate data. LINQ provides a set of methods that operate on collections, making it easier to filter, sort, and transform data. It enhances code readability and reduces the amount of code needed to perform complex queries. Now, benefits of using LINQ. First, readability. LINQ queries are more readable than traditional loops and conditionals. Also, conciseness. LINQ can reduce the amount of code you write, making it easier to maintain. Also, strongly typed. Since LINQ is integrated into C#, it benefits from compile time checking, reducing runtime errors. Finally, versatility. LINQ can be used with various data sources, including in-memory collections and databases. Next, basic LINQ syntax. LINQ queries can be written in two primary syntaxes: query syntax and method syntax. Here's a brief overview of both. Now we're on query syntax. The query syntax resembles SQL and is often more intuitive for those familiar with database queries. Here is an example. The samples on screen walk through this step. Take a moment to read through them. Method syntax, let's dig in. The method syntax uses extension methods and is often more powerful for complex queries. An equivalent example using method syntax is, I'll let you read the examples on screen rather than reading every line aloud. Let's move on to working example, filtering a list of employees. Let's create a simple example where we have a list of employees and we want to filter out those who belong to a specific department. The class shown on screen and how its members are organized. In this example, we define an employee class with properties for name and department. We create a list of employees and use a LINQ query to filter out those in the HR department. The filtered result is then printed to the console. In this lesson, we explored the basics of LINQ, its benefits, and how to write queries using both query and method syntax. We also looked at a practical example of filtering a list of employees based on their department. With LINQ, you can write cleaner and more efficient code for data manipulation. Now put what you've learned into practice. First, modify the employee list to include additional departments and employees. Write a LINQ query to filter employees from a different department. Also, experiment with method syntax to sort employees by name in ascending order. Also, create a new property in the employee class for salary and write a LINQ query to find employees with a salary greater than a specific amount. Finally, use LINQ to group employees by department and count how many employees are in each department.